is up, Kryptonians? Welcome to my review for Trap. As you can see, I am experimenting with a brand new mic. I've had some mic issues from my last few videos. It's kind of a long story about how my mic got damaged, but the point is I got some new equipment in and I'm trying to experiment a little bit, rotate some stuff in. So today we're going to be using this mic and we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll use it in the future, maybe I won't. Today I wanted to talk about the movie Trap, which is directed by M. Night Shyamalan and stars Josh Hartnett. If it's a little bit late, I apologize, but the movie's interesting enough that I wanted to talk about it. I kind of give away the premise for this movie in the trailer, but just in case you didn't know, in the trailer, Josh Hartnett and his daughter go to this concert. There's this famous pop singer that his daughter is a really big fan of. So they're there at the concert and they're enjoying themselves, and then all of a sudden Josh Hartnett notices there's a lot more security at this event than there should be. He asks one of the employees, why is there so many cops? Why are there so many like FBI agents? Why is the security so crazy? And the guy tells him the premise of the movie. So basically this entire concert is a trap of sorts. The FBI, the authorities, have gotten a tip that there will be a notorious serial killer at this event. So that's why there's all this extra security, because they are trying to capture this serial killer before he leaves. And if you saw the trailer, you know that the big reveal for the movie is that Josh Hartnett is the serial killer that they're looking for. Now Josh Hartnett has to try to navigate through all of this security to try to find a plausible way out for him and for his daughter without actually letting his daughter know or anybody else know that he is the serial killer. M. Night Shyamalan is one of those special, unique, kind of polarizing filmmakers. I believe that you could talk to 10 people about M. Night Shyamalan and get a different opinion about him from all 10 people. He's one of the few filmmakers, it feels like, that really tries to swing for the fences with almost every movie he makes. A lot of his stories feel like it's a new, fresh idea, even if it isn't executed the best way. Even if I'm not like a huge fan of all of M. Night Shyamalan's work, I'm a huge fan of Shyamalan himself because of the places he tries to take me as a filmmaker. I would actually say this is one of M. Night Shyamalan's more accessible movies. This is one of those movies that's not very confusing or convoluted or hard to follow. It's a very straightforward and simple setup. The premise of the movie is fascinating because here you have a protagonist that's set up as a really evil, terrible person. Yet throughout the movie, you're kind of rooting for him, and they find a way to make you empathize with him, not just through his relationship with his daughter, but also through the fact that there is a lot of good humor in some of the situations that he finds himself in during the movie. You could tell like throughout the entire movie, he's canvassing the entire arena. He's trying to plot his escape. He's trying to get his way around these cops. And it's just kind of fascinating to see a character like this try to go through a scenario like this where they have to test his wits, his ability to be creative and improvise when things aren't going well. There's some good humor from it, and there's also some pretty good suspenseful moments that happen because of it. I don't think any of this would work though without Josh Hartnett. Josh Hartnett is brilliant in this movie. Like, he's actually incredible. Count me as one of those people that is on board with the Josh Hartnett renaissance of the last few years. He's still one of those guys that I absolutely root for. I hope that this leads to a lot more roles for him because the guy can really act his ass off. The nuances and the subtleties of his performance in this movie are captured extremely well. There are moments where he feels like a savage, like a beast, like a guy that's trapped in a cage trying to get out. There's some times where he feels like a cold-blooded, calculating, kind of detached guy where he's using his genius intellect to like outthink his way out of all these situations. There's just very human moments that he has with him and his daughter. Their relationship and their chemistry is one of the best things about the movie. I'm sorry, I do forget the name of the actress who plays his daughter, but she was probably the most believable element of the movie in a movie that asks you to suspend your disbelief and kind of go with certain things. Also, I like that M. Night Shyamalan shot this movie from the perspective of people in the audience watching a pop show. Almost everything that we see of these performers on stage is from the perspective of the audience. Also, the person who is performing in this concert is M. Night Shyamalan's daughter. Sonika, I think is her name. I could be wrong. I could be getting her name wrong. I do apologize. I'm pretty bad with names on this channel. But I will say the music was good and she was pretty good as a singer and performer from what I could hear. This was kind of a backdoor way for M. Night Shyamalan to advertise his daughter's music. I'm okay with it because the music was good. Unfortunately, this is all set up and all premise and not as much payoff as you would want in a movie like this. I definitely had more issues with this movie the longer the movie went on. You can only suspend your disbelief for so long. There are some moments that become more and more unrealistic, more and more weird the longer the runtime goes on. And I will say that at a certain point in the movie, I'm not gonna say what happens, but there's a certain something that happens that just kind of breaks the movie for me. And everything that happened after that just felt increasingly like unrealistic to the point that it took me out of the movie. Not that I want to say that the movie becomes stupid at a certain point, but at a certain point the movie just, I don't know, it loses its common sense, just kind of loses itself, and it becomes more about stupid things happening, characters saying and doing really dumb things to allow the plot to get to where it needs to go. The payoff for this movie just doesn't seem worth it, not to mention there are some weird dialogue choices. Granted, I do understand some of them, especially related to Josh Hartnett's character. He's a serial killer. He probably doesn't have a lot of interpersonal skills, so to see him kind of awkwardly speak with people, that makes sense to me. The awkward dialogue from some of the other people in the movie makes a little bit less sense to me, and especially the dialogue that involves people saying really dumb things that don't really make sense for the context of the situation. This happens a lot as you get older, but have you ever been to like a party or you've been out somewhere with a lot of people and all of a sudden your social battery just starts slowly running out the longer that you're there, to the point that maybe 30 minutes or an hour goes by and you're kind of like, you know what, I kind of just want to go home. I don't really want to be here anymore. That's what watching this movie felt like. For the first 45 minutes or so, I was fully on board. Then the movie gets dumber, and then the momentum gets lost, and then by the end of it, I was just kind of like, well. There's also a decision to center M. Night Shyamalan's daughter in the second half of this movie. God bless her. I think she's a very talented artist and singer, but as an actress, she kind of stuck out as the one that needed a lot more work for a movie like this. In the end, the logical or illogical fuckery that happens at the end of this movie kind of takes away from all the momentum, and it's a premise that probably would have worked better as an episode of a really great suspenseful TV show. Trap was an okay movie. I don't really feel any type of way about it. I'm gonna leave this one in the Fortress of Solitude. Guys, those are my thoughts on Trap, so tell me, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Tell me, what is the best twist that M. Night Shyamalan has ever put in any of his movies? It can be your favorite twist. It could be from any of his movies. Go ahead and put that in the comment section down below. Please like and subscribe to the Superfan Show. Stay tuned for more videos, and if you like what you see, tell me how you feel, and stay tuned to hear more from the Man of Steel. Peace.